Brilliant tiny apartment makeovers. When you first walk into a small apartment, it can feel overwhelming. The walls seem too close, the furniture too bulky, and every inch appears already occupied. You may wonder how you'll ever make this space feel like home. But the truth is, a tiny apartment carries untapped potential. With the right ideas, it can become a cozy retreat, a stylish haven, and even a surprisingly spacious sanctuary. Size doesn't limit beauty, it challenges creativity. And when creativity rises, magic happens in the most unexpected corners. Think about the way we usually see apartments. The glossy images in magazines and online platforms almost always highlight large living rooms with high ceilings, sprawling kitchens, and bedrooms where you can walk around the bed with plenty of space to spare. But for most people living in cities, that's not reality. Apartments are small, studios are common, and many of us are left figuring out how to fit our lives into a handful of square meters. Yet instead of fighting against it, we can embrace it. Because when you transform a small apartment, you don't just create more space, you create freedom. Freedom from clutter, freedom from frustration, and freedom to live more comfortably within your budget. The first thing to understand is that tiny apartments aren't enemies of comfort. They can actually feel warmer, more personal, and more efficient than larger spaces. When every piece of furniture has a purpose and every corner is used thoughtfully, your home stops being just a place to stay and starts becoming a reflection of your life. It's not about having less, it's about making more out of less. And that's where the brilliance of small apartment makeovers lies. For example, picture a living room where the sofa doesn't just seat guests, it opens up into a bed when friends stay the night. The coffee table isn't just a flat surface for drinks but doubles as hidden storage for blankets, books, or even your remote controls. That small dining table? It folds neatly into the wall when you need extra room to move around. These kinds of space-saving tricks make a small apartment feel like it was designed just for you, adapting to your needs day by day. And here's the exciting part. Making these changes doesn't mean breaking the bank. Sure, some high-end designer pieces promise clever solutions, but you don't need them to transform your home. Affordable stores, thrift shops, and even DIY ideas can give you the exact same results at a fraction of the price. A second-hand dresser can become a media console with a little creativity. A cheap ottoman with a lid instantly adds storage without looking out of place. Even cinder blocks and wooden planks can turn into stylish open shelving. When you're willing to think differently, budget-friendly design starts to look extraordinary. One of the most important things to focus on in a makeover is clutter. Clutter is the enemy of small spaces. When too many items are scattered around, the walls feel like they're closing in, and suddenly even walking from one side of the room to the other feels like a challenge. But when clutter is controlled, something incredible happens. The same apartment that once felt suffocating suddenly feels open, airy, and calm. And that transformation is often more about how you organize what you already own than about buying something new. Take vertical space, for example. In most apartments, the eye-level area is packed. Tables, counters, couches, beds. But what about everything above that line? The upper half of the walls often sits empty, wasted. By installing shelves, hanging racks, or even tall cabinets, you can double your storage without taking up a single extra inch of floor. Suddenly, your books, kitchen tools, or even clothing move upwards, freeing the ground level for movement and comfort. And when you do this right, it doesn't just save space, it becomes a part of the design, adding height and elegance to the room. Mirrors are another miracle worker. A simple floor-length mirror leaned against the wall can make narrow room look twice as wide. Placing mirrors across from windows reflects natural light, multiplying brightness and creating the illusion of depth. Even smaller mirrors grouped together can act as artwork while serving the same purpose. And mirrors don't need to be expensive. Thrift stores and online marketplaces are filled with affordable options waiting for a second life. Lighting, too, plays a role bigger than most people realize. Poor lighting makes small spaces look dark and cramped, but strategic lighting opens them up. A few warm-toned lamps in the corners, LED strips under shelves, or fairy lights along a headboard create a glow that makes everything feel welcoming. Overhead lighting can sometimes feel harsh in small spaces, but softer sources spread around the apartment balance the atmosphere and visually stretch the walls.